604 yards of offense a game, the best in the FBS. Touches the ball first. It is Makai Lemon on the opening kickoff return, and he is tripped up at the 19-yard line. A lot of injury discussion in a big Big Ten game, Alexa Landestoy. So we might see more of Jayden Richardson wearing number 15, the transfer from Tufts. But we also will see a refurbished Trojan rushing attack. It's a gain of 2 yards from Wayman Jordan.
Yeah, it's his job. And when we talked to Lincoln Riley, he said when he came over from UNLV, he wasn't the most polished guy. He had actual freshmen who were more polished than him. But he stayed the course, and now he is looking like one of the best quarterbacks in the country and could play himself into the Heisman race tonight.
Wide open race right now in college football. It's a second down run again, and it is Jordan setting up a third down and short. They're over 50% run behind this offensive line for the first time for Lincoln Riley. And he is down at the bottom of the formation against Joshua Eaton. This is a run for USC again. It's Eli Sanders, the Iowa State transfer by way of New Mexico. There's that secondary. We may see a couple of guys in the nickelback spot for Michigan State under Joe Rossi, the former defensive coordinator at Minnesota. Maiava, short set right down the middle. He's got it to Richardson, in for Jacoby Lane. It's a gain of 12. They'll run it again.
Sanders, the ball carrier, wrapped up by.
They'll go trips at the bottom of the formation, including the freshman Tanook Hines. Eli Sanders, there's that run game. What was the sound that it made, Robert? Oh. 5 runs so far. That's a long mesh point. On the roll, Maiava will bail and throw it wide. That was Van Sumeren along with Thompson on the pressure. And for Lincoln Riley, year number 4 for USC, they're kind of the underdog this year, just into the top 25, and it might fit them kind of well. There's a bunch of talent here.
He has dealt with a lot on the outside of people saying that he can't do this and they can't do that, and all he's done is bite down on his mouthpiece, build this roster, and trust that what he has in place can help them be successful. And what was the word that he said that they're not anymore?
What was it? Remind me.
They're not as portally as they used to be.
Portally. Here's Jordan on the run, and a marker comes in.
Personal foul, illegal low block, defense #1, half distance to the goal, first down.
This is a great start for USC, by the way. They take the ball. This is exactly what you would want, as Michigan State will substitute out Dunnigan and Van Sumeren, and we have a marker coming in. It's going to be a delay game. When you substitute, you put yourself at risk as the offense here.
Offense, penalty, first down.
That's the thing. We know it in college football. All you need to do is leave reasonably, right? See up top, Lake McCree, the tight end, split out wide. The tight ends have been very busy so far this year for USC. Here's Sanders on the quick hitter, and he turns on the Jets. Man, what a gas pedal there. Down to the 4, into Nakai Martinez. Second and goal, opening drive of the ball game. Straight up into the teeth of that defense. Jordan hit by Dunnigan and driven back. Play number 11 will be stopped by a penalty. And they've had a couple on this drive.
Offense, number 67, 5-yard penalty, or down.
It's 12. Lemon in the slot at the bottom of your screen. Maiava down the middle into traffic, and a big hit by Malik Spencer. He whacked Richardson.
Throw it lower so he can go down and make that catch and protect himself from the hit.
And credit Malik Spencer for a very legal hit at a time with targeting in college football. That was well done. It is Brandon Tullis, not Makai Frazier, on the opening carry. We'll see Frazier, though. It's a gain of 1. It's a throw, and it is over the middle to McCray. Big 3rd and 2 for his offense. on its opening drive. Here is Makai Frazier trying to pick a hole, and he does get the first down. Eric Gentry, the linebacker with the long wingspan, wrapped him up. Play clock down to 2 on this snap, and we have a marker in. That they cannot afford.
I'll start. Offense, number 65, 5-yard penalty, first down.
We got a 1st and 15. There is a drop back for Aiden Childs. He'll spin it out wide in the first catch for Nick Marsh, dealing with the leg issue. He is tossed out of bounds by DeCarlos. It's a short set. It's Marsh again. Just weaving into space and down to the 42-yard line. Giles rolling to his right, looks off the back, throws it downfield. It's a wide open Krishawn McCray. Touchdown, Michigan State.
You could almost see Aiden Childs make that throw before McCray even turned up, because he could see it. He just was hoping his receiver saw it too.
Lemon on the return. He is very explosive. He keeps his feet and gets dragged down at the 27. Michigan State, like, if this is 3 or 4 drives total a quarter, I think they're thrilled.
Yeah, it plays right into their style of football that we mentioned before.
Sanders picking his way through. Eli Sanders. Here's a throw to the sideline. Makai Lemon breaks free down the edge. USC second in the country in yards after catch. It's a handoff for Sanders again. Now Sanders split out wide, and he makes the catch. Jayden Maiava skates in, touchdown. USC very quickly into the end zone for a touchdown, and it is McCray on the return from about the 5. And McCray who had the touchdown earlier, a couple of hurdles here at the Coliseum, which has seen the Olympics. Aiden Childs changing the play at the line. And he will hand it off, and that's not going anywhere. Tullis tripped up by the long arm of the law of Eric Gentry. Hands it off again. This is straight up the gut, and Tullis. 3rd down and 3 for his defense. It's a toss to the left. Toliver is going to lean in to pick up the first down. First down, Michigan State. Play action. Childs loads of time. And he whistles it incomplete. There's a marker in at midfield.
Prior to the pass, holding defense number 25, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Here's a throw. It is Kelly. 2nd down and 8 for Michigan State, trailing by 3. Final play of quarter number 1. Nightfall in Los Angeles, and they're not even going to run a play. What an entertaining first quarter here, huh? Short first quarter, just 4 total possessions. This is the 4th in the game, and they'll run it with Tullis, and he goes down. It is Gentry again. 3rd and 9, Michigan State. Giles crumples in the pocket. Braylon Shelby is in there, among others. See you at Michigan State. Drive number 5 of our ball game. Are you not entertained? Maiava to throw right down the middle, right on target. Makai Lemon across the 30-yard line. And a first down. He still didn't get tackled. See DJ Jordan, the freshman, in motion there. It's a run, and it is Jordan. They're averaging 7.5 yards a carry. Nice touch. Jordan in motion twice. Maiava tried to throw a screen, and it got tipped. Tipped at the line. Looked like Jalen Thompson got the hand up. Maiava steps up, drops it off right over the middle. Lake McCree got absolutely drilled.
It's a completed pass and first down. Plays under further review for potential targeting. Personal foul targeting defense number 5. The hit up to a defenseless player. 15-yard penalty. First down. Number 5 is disqualified.
But him being out of the game on that play is crushing for this Michigan State defense.
Maiava going downfield, right on the money for Lemon. A zesty 40-yard touchdown. Funny is they did churn out a running back to the NFL this past year. Woody Marks is in Houston with the Texans as Childs drops it off into space, and this is going to go for maybe 3. It's Mekhi Frazier. Give him 2. It'll be second down and long coming up.
And I feel like D'Anton Lynn has gotten guys that want to represent what USC football is all about, and they're getting back to that USC defense of the glory days. Because these guys up front are talented and they're making plays.
Oh my goodness gracious. Jakeem Stewart just had one of those plays in Tecmo Bowl where you call the right defense. 3rd and 11, they'll show pressure. See how many come here for USC. Gentry up at the line. 2 to snap it for Michigan State. They'll back off. They just get it off, and it's a rush of 3 and a delayed rush as well. Childs on the run, tried to duck inside. There he is again. Gentry, who could have been a really good baseball outfielder as well, with a tremendous tackle.
So impressed watching this young man on tape all week. And I know he's been here for like 17 years, but he's made the most of it and playing at a high level.
Come on, his first year was 22. He also played at Arizona State, by the way.
Michigan State, they're first.
Timeout, Michigan State.
32nd timeout.
USC backed up again. They're at the 11. No harm last time. They drove 93 yards, and they'll do it on the ground. Jordan bursts through to the 46. Maiava, quick set, going for the sideline, incomplete. A little bit of contact from Hughes on Jay Fair, the transfer from the aforementioned Auburn Tigers. And it's second down coming up.
This was a situation where Maiava actually threw this ball to throw Fair open. He was running a go ball, and Maiava saw that there was some space out to the sideline and was expecting him to adjust. Now, if that was Jacoby Lane, his traditional starter, I think they would have made that play. That's something that they're having to deal with a little bit in the receiving corps with more new guys playing right now.
Jacoby Lane out for the ball game, as Alexa reported off the top of the show. By the way, Wayne Matthews, number 10 in white, now is wearing the green dot to communicate with the targeting call against Hall as Mekhi Lemon goes to the ground into Spartan territory to set up a 3rd and 4. Maiava wants it over the middle. It's tipped again. USC is perfect on 4th down this year. They're going to go for it. They're 4 for 4. 4th and 4. Catch and spin. Lemon gets trucked, and he might be short. He had the ball behind him. Malcolm Bell hit him, and Michigan State holds the line. Michigan State gets the ball after halftime. That is a big change in this game. Play action for Childs. He'll step up, those subtle movements into a big movement. Tuck and run on a barrel roll like he was on fire to the 47-yard line. 2nd and 2. It is Frazier changing direction and turning it upfield all the way to the 31-yard line. Bishop Fitzgerald knocked him down from behind, gain of 15 and some momentum for the Spartans. Just in case you weren't with us at the beginning of the game, Cameron Fountain has changed his last name to Cameron Crawford. So if you're a USC fan, you're used to hearing that name. It's Crawford now, wearing number 1 at the bottom of the formation there. Quick hitter, and that is actually a backward pass. It is Kelly on the throw, and he gets it down the field somehow on a busted play to Masunas, the tight end. That was ridiculous. Coolest thing ever happened in his life. He's lived a way more interesting life than that. First down, Michigan State at the 19 after a 4th down stop of Makai Lemon. Childs to throw. He'll swing it out wide for Kelly. Turning upfield again. And he's across the 10-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal for Michigan State. It's a reverse and a pass, and that gets absolutely smoked. Kelly wanted to get it to Childs. 2nd down and goal. Frazier, the tailback, he's met again and stonewalled by Stewart. Jakeem Stewart is acting like he knows the playbook. Childs wants it. He's clapping for it. 1 second, gotta go. They do. Childs feeling the pressure. He throws it near side for McCray. It's incomplete. Christian Pierce had the coverage. It is 4th down and goal. They sped up the clock on him. Instead, it's a 29-yard field goal for Martin Connington of the state of Idaho, and he slices that one through.
And we'll see how USC responds here.
With the Makai Lemon kickoff return from inside the end zone, Lemon hops through. Lemon keeps his feet, and he goes down at the 23-yard line. 2 markers down on that return
After the
late.
play, unsportsmanlike conduct, USC number 22, his first of the game, 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
It's a huge penalty. Corey Sims called for the penalty for USC, and so they're back at the 11. And here we go with a run. It is Sanders, and he is in the wash. Maiava down the middle, incomplete. It's a big hit from Malik Spencer, again dislodging it from McCree. It's 3rd down. Georgia native, a senior for Michigan State, sets up a 3rd and 10. Maiava off a stunt up front. They get there, Maiava releases, and he's got it for Richardson. The Lemon lined up, and he led into a block situation. Jordan on the run up the sideline. Makai Lemon was just in the middle of all that, in the fray. 2nd and 5 for USC. Pivotal drive for the Trojans before halftime. Maiava keeps it. Maiava cuts back inside. He was running behind King Miller, the freshman tailback, and Williams the stop. It'll be 3rd down and 3.5. 3rd and 3 for the Trojans here. Big play for the Spartan defense. Lemon in motion. Throw it that way. Makai Lemon, catch and run. Mid-stride, he zips down the field. Two sharp cuts from Jordan there. It's a gain of 9 on a 1st down run. See how USC. That's terrifying. Outside, Jordan down the sideline. Mini hurdle. Maiava and USC willing to take some time here. They have 3 timeouts. They're in control of the steering wheel here. It's a toss. It is Sanders. Eli Sanders, 1st and goal for the Trojans. It's another run. It is Jordan. And he is down to the 8. It's a timeout, Michigan State. They'll have 1 remaining. Now we're going to play 2nd and goal. That's Makai Lemon in motion. And it is a throw. Maiava back of the end zone. It's a touchdown. Tanook Hines puts it away. That extra point is good. Childs to throw. He is going to step through. Childs lost his feet to the 29-yard line. Low snap. Childs wants that big chunk to the outside and incomplete for Marsh. 3rd and 6. Here comes Shelby around the edge. Childs will roll and he will throw, and he throws down the field and he's got it for Kelly. So Omari Kelly, gotta be the sideline. Childs feels the pressure, steps through it, says go downfield, and then wings it out of bounds with 3 seconds to go. Connington from 56. They're going to run one off. Looked like they might have had one extra there. Connington's field goal try sails wide and out of bounds, and that is the end of the first half. Comes Crawford again. He stood him up through the pocket and then tracks him down. Crawford passed him off to Lucas. 3rd down and 12 for Childs and Michigan State. Here comes Lucas again, forcing him up in the pocket and then driving him backward. Childs staring at the Trojan defense, and he will throw it up wide and incomplete. And USC has a whole lot of cavalry. Makai Lemon on the return. He's a game breaker. Lemon to the outside, steps through one tackle, and he's to the 44-yard line. Looking at the defense for Michigan State, Marcellus Pulliam is in at linebacker. Armarion Smith at safety. Here's a run for Jordan. And Jordan runs through Smith and gets down the sideline inside the 20. This could be a big half for them. Right back there, it's Jordan, and he crashes down to the 13-yard line. Option pitch. Here is Sanders breaking to the outside. Michigan State coming into this game had allowed 3 runs of 10+ this year. They'll send the tight end Lyons in motion, and it's Maiava popping it to him. There's Lyons, the tight end, rumbling in. Touchdown, USC.
After the play, personal foul, late hit, receiving team number 55. After this, it's to the goal, 1st down.
1st down for Michigan State. And Aiden Childs is going to take matters into his own hands and get into that 2nd and 3rd level to the 25-yard line. It's a gain of 12. Not exactly the way we thought we were going to mention his very sweet family, but that probably didn't deserve that play.
Happy birthday, Ricky.
Childs under pressure again.
This is a statement.
A team that should be better this year than last year, Michigan State. This is incomplete. McCray tried to hang on, but Kamari Ramsey. Ryan Eckley to punt it away, and he got nudged. Let's see if a marker comes in. Yep, there it is. Lemon on the return. He's going to hop through and fall down at the 33.
Running into the kicker, receiving team number 14, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
We have not seen Marsh for a while make a catch. He's at the bottom. They'll roll that direction. Childs looking upfield. He'll throw it that way to the sideline. It's incomplete. There's a marker down, though, in the USC secondary.
Illegal substitution. Defense, 12 players on the field. 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
On a first down, Michigan State. Play action, and Lucas was stalking Jayden Childs. Marsh so far just 2 catches, 4 targets, 28 total yards. Here comes Lucas again. Childs down the sideline. He just has not had much time to throw. There's a marker coming in. DeCarlos Nicholson on the coverage of Marsh in the first 3
Pass
weeks.
Interference, defense, number 17, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Frazier over the right side. He's hit by Lucas. Frazier, and he is into the secondary. To the 23, Bishop Fitzgerald, the tackle. Stretch play here. There's another cutback. It's Frazier. It's a first down. You know this cutback scheme very well, Robert. Bring Tullis in. It's play action to him. Childs on the roll. There's a marker in. It's an incomplete pass. It'll be third down if the play stands. But
illegal helmet contact, hands to the face. Defense, number 9. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
Keyshawn Silver. Offensive line pretty makeshift at this point with the injury to Ramil. Childs trying to pull his way, spins out of it and scores.
Are you?
Maiava makes a throw. It's on a screen. It's DJ Jordan, the freshman. He lost the ball, and Michigan State has it. Michigan State and Grady Kelly with the football. An enormous first turnover in this game. Sets up 1st and 10. Grady Kelly came up with it. Handoff for Frazier. And he's dropped after a gain of 1. So now Michigan State, we mentioned, they're shorthanded big time on defense. Childs to the sideline. He's got Kelly. It's a first down, tangled with DeCarlos Nicholson. Gain of 14. First down from inside the 20 for Michigan State. It's a handoff for Frazier, and he parks himself at the 16. There's a marker down at the 20-yard line.
Defense, number 6, lined up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty, first down.
So USC had the 2nd most offside or neutral zone infractions in college football entering the weekend. And there is one of them. They had 6. Michigan had 8 coming in. That's the 9th accepted penalty on USC.
Yeah, D'Anton Lynn wants his guys to be eager to rush the passer, eager to get tackles for loss, but they got to be more fundamentally sound, because it's penalties like that that can help teams that you are blowing out stay in games, and now they've got to come up with a big defensive stop here.
Tolliver straight into that glut in the middle of the pile. Boy. It's Frazier, and he churns forward. He's going to be about half a yard short.
Frazier, the ball carrier.
It is straight ahead Childs, and he has the first down. 1st and goal, Michigan State. Frazier met by 2. There's the cutback again, and he crawls down to the 2.5. Behind the fullback coin, it is a run down to the 1 for Frazier. Ready for the push. Instead, they're going to roll it to the right and throw it to the end zone, and touchdown, Jack Belling. They faked the push. Connington for the extra point, no stoppage, and the extra point, he slides through. It's a toss. Lemon coming this way. Makai Lemon is in the air and then submerged by Jalen Thompson. Both teams unbeaten. Pressure shown by Smith. Now he'll drop back. It's 3rd down and 3. Maiava on the roll, flowing to his right. Slams on the brakes, gets jostled around, keeps his feet. Maiava, oh my goodness gracious. How did he do it?
So what does he do? He goes with the flow. Just like the Hawaiian surfer he is. Such an important play there for this USC offense to try to swing momentum back in their favor.
Jordan gets clubbed. 2nd down and 6. A minute into the 4th quarter. Somebody's going to leave this thing feeling really good and undefeated tonight. Lemon in motion. Maiava looks that way. Feels a little pressure and then lobs it. It is caught by Lake McCree.
Oh, it was tipped. Great awareness for him to go and attack that football in the air as it floated.
Okay, so now there's movement at the line. Maiava changing the play. What does he see here? Snow and Pulliam were moving. Maiava, quick set, he'll throw it. It is Lemon who had his arm grabbed by Darius Snow. And Lemon's like, please don't include me in any of this. Gain of 4, there's Hines in motion. Trips up top. They will run it. Sanders chopping his steps for 2, maybe 3. Pulliam on the stop again. It's 3rd down for USC, and
all you need is a completion here to move the chains.
Some tempo, and they will run it. Sanders trying to break it back, and he is squashed. Kikai Burnett just came in, and it's 4th down. He and Ben Roberts celebrating, and you saw the emotion on the face of Ben Roberts after the injury to Wayne Matthews. And 55 and 51, enjoying that effort. 4th and 3.
Kikai Burnett making the most of his opportunity to get out there and play. This is a monumental momentum shifting point for these two teams. As you see Jayden Maiava changing the play at the line of scrimmage.
On 4th and 3, they're going to snap it. They do. Maiava to throw. He goes sideline. It's caught by Lemon. It's a USC 1st down. Talk about efficiency. Makai Lemon, 8 targets, 8 catches today for USC. Here's a run game again, and a big collision. Spencer and Jordan.
Okay, you got some culture to you. I love it. I love it, Jason Benetti.
It's 2:15 East Coast time. It's everybody's happy. 1st down from the 13. Jordan again, a little sidestep. He got by Burnett, who then crunched him at the back end of the play. It's a gain of 3. Burnett stayed with it. It is 2nd and 7 for USC in field goal range, but they'd like 6. Lemon at the top of the screen. And they'll hand it off. Jordan spins out of a tackle and gets triple team down. Van Sumeren was in there.
Lincoln Riley understanding the game situation, knowing that their defense needed a break. They needed to be on the sideline for this extended drive. And I would go so far as to say you take the points here if you don't get this first down.
For sure. For sure. Unless it's 4th and 1 maybe. 3rd down and 6. Maiava, free runner coming, 2 of them. Maiava breaks free, throws it. It's tipped and incomplete, but there is a marker down just shy of the 5-yard line. It was Eaton and Richardson. And let's see.
Personal foul, face mask, defense.
Wow.
6 to the goal. First down.
It's on Ade Willie, the senior defensive back. Maiava is out of the shotgun formation, and we're going to get a whistle and a timeout. It's a timeout, Michigan State.
Timeout, Michigan State.
Joe Rossi trying to figure out how to keep USC out of the end zone here. Big face mask penalty. First down and goal for the Trojans. Lemon in motion, and they will give it to him. Makai Lemon is in. Touchdown. He knew it.
Lemon head. You would say he's an absolute weapon, and he is making every defense that he faces buckle up.
Oh, that went further.
Oh, you like that one?
First rushing touchdown for Makai Lemon, who was also a cornerback in high school. Here we go, first down Michigan State from the 25. And it opens with a run, and it's Tullis driving through for 3. It'll be 2nd down. Tompkins the tackle.
Yeah, it's really a commitment to the run game so that you can open up the rest of your offense. And that's what this outside zone system does. It's not that you're going to run it and average 7 yards a carry, but you will run it, and the defense will have to play it.
2nd down run for Tullis in the arms of Crawford. Big 3rd down here. Marsh up top. Childs wanted to go that way. Now he tries to run, and he is drilled. Braylon Shelby again with a sack. It's 4th down.
USC is about 2 steps ahead of this Michigan State offense right now.
4th down and 7. The game on the line here for Michigan State. Childs, 4-man rush. He steps up. He throws. It is incomplete. Kelly had a step on Braylon Conley, but Michigan State turns it over on downs.
Timeout on the field.
It was there.
It was there.
USC trying to put this game away, trying to get to 4-0 as they will travel to Champaign next week for Big Noon. That is going to be a very testy Illinois team next week after getting waxed by Indiana. But Illinois certainly is still in play for a very nice year. They're top 10 team coming in, but man, Kirk Cignetti can really coach.
Yes, he can. Honestly, it's better to get waxed like that early in the year because it's a reality check for you, and we'll see how much of that reality hits for him next week.
Eli Sanders has a first down for USC. Jacoby Lane has not played in this game. He's been sitting on the bench talking to Makai Lemon. He and his 9 catches and his 26 yards per catch. Lane.
Yeah, typically when you see them give that water bottle right there, oh, look at the smile of Jayden Maiava, but when you get that water bottle, it usually means it's some form of cramping. So he's worked hard enough tonight that he should probably be out for the rest of this game regardless.
Jordan, little sidestep. He tries to get outside and gets swarmed under.
Jordan. Say sweet feet eat, and look at these sweet feet on that. Marion Smith doesn't know what to do with that because I don't think anybody has seen that one before.
Second down 7. Jayden Maiava will keep it and he'll throw it. He's got the tight end Lyons, who had a touchdown earlier, and he rolls down at the 10. Michigan State will use its final timeout.
Head coach, offensive coordinator relationship is the most important on the field. These guys know what they want, as you see Jayden Maiava motioning out of the backfield.
Yeah, he's going to evacuate. Jordan takes the direct snap, and he runs behind McCree, turning it outside. Got a block from Maiava by just existing. It's a first down for USC.
This is perfect. Picture perfect. Put your hands up. Let them run into your body. That was great. Don't want your quarterback in that position more times than not. But,
no.
You know.
He's supposed to not bounce it that far outside, but you know what? He got the block done by being. First and goal for USC. No timeouts left for Michigan State. It is a run, and it is straight ahead into the wash, and a lean by Jordan. He's going to be down at the 1, and I would have to imagine that's fine for USC. Take some more time off the clock.
Yeah, you're going to see him barreling through here, and the knee goes down there. Ball is short right there at the 1-yard line. Great call by the refs.
A window into the USC huddle over the top with our sky camera. They got 5 to snap it. And they're not gonna. Oh yeah, they are. No, they're not.
Oh,
that was an adventure. It's a timeout. USC.
Charge timeout USC. They're set.
So Jayden Maiava, professional blocker, is a leader.
With the Trojans, Alexa. Oh, he's making me laugh.
You know, when I was in Washington, I did the same thing with my teammates. I asked them, what is their why? Because if you know someone's why, you can endure anyhow. And for Jayden Maiava, coming into the season knowing he is the man, gave him the confidence to go out and do those things as the man.
And they try to push him into the end zone. Let's see as they unpack. Where's the football? Clock is at 3 minutes. The football is in. Touchdown.
And the Trojans.
But Makai Lemon and Jayden Maiava, this whole day felt like they had the game under control.
Childs on the roll. He'll throw across his body. Incomplete. Floyd Boucard had the pressure that time. 2nd and 10. You do see, you're talking about the secondary for USC. They do get help from that pass rush, which has been menacing through 4 weeks. And now another game in Big Ten play.
I'm so glad you brought that up, Jason, because when you looked at the last drive for Michigan State and Aiden Childs misses the wide open receiver on the crossing route, why did he miss that throw?
Yeah.
He missed it because of the pressure that this defensive front has been putting on him all day long. So he's sitting there in the 4th quarter like, oh, I actually have a pocket? He didn't feel that. They've been pressuring teams and quarterbacks all year long. They just got to get it synced up on the back end.
He's going to load up and launch down the field and drop it in for Kelly. Down the the sideline for a touchdown. Oh, Mari Kelly, a big shot. There are markers down in the backfield. Childs took a rip and got pounded as he did.
Yeah, they're going to throw those on Anthony Lucas. Hit Childs low and late after the throw. I'm just talking about that secondary. They give up a big play here at the end.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, low hit to the quarterback. Defense, number 6. That penalty being forced on the kickoff. The score is good.
So,
false start. Offense, number 73. 5-yard penalty on the try.
Yeah, we'll repeat the try. Yeah, there it is. And USC does have it. Here is another handoff. It is Sanders, and he gets crunched after a couple of yards. Ooh, that looked like it was painful for Alani Noah, who is back up. It'll be 4th down coming up. They are at Nebraska, at Notre Dame, at Illinois. 3 of 4 on the road, and versus Michigan here.
yeah, you talk about what is on the horizon for this USC team. We will know. Look at those. It's not just the rankings, it's the teams and what these teams are going through. Notre Dame starting the year 0-2, getting a big win today. You talk about Michigan getting a big win today. Illinois coming off of a big loss. I mean, you're going to find out a lot about this team, about their playmakers, about their makeup.
First down for Michigan State. Childs will hand it off, and this should be the final play. Brandon Tullis runs it. Michigan State hung tough despite a ton of injuries defensively.